Hello and welcome to the Burning Metal Weekly Roundup. This is the first weekly roundup for September, and I'm joined yet again this week by Adrian Williams of Metal Messiah Radio, conjuring some of the hell Fire Club scream from the Metal Crypt. How are things, Matt?
Do good.
Good stuff, good stuff. It's not quite as many as what we used to have, but in theory, we should have had 10 releases this week. But one of them is only uploaded on Facebook. It's not on any streaming site yet, so we can't include them. But I'll keep an eye to see when he gets it up to get it up onto this. But so we have 9 in a week.
Yeah.
Things we've back. Remember we used to do the monthly roundups, man. There was times we could do 35 or 36 in a night.
It's fucking
2 hour fucking podcast, like the length of a film, like. Man, I'm glad we ended up doing this weekly. Fucking hell.
Yeah. No.
And of course, there was no real big news this week. I like to get something topical in. But of course, the big news for me was the whole CM Punk situation. Holy hell.
Oh, know. Yeah, man.
It's sad to see, man, because I was a big Punk fan going back to the ROH days, Summer of Punk and the WWE stuff 10 years ago now, or give or take more than 10 years ago now. And in the end, he just turns out he's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, well, he's 44.
Exactly. Like any kid says anything at all, he goes and starts trying to fight with him. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're a grown man. And he attacks his boss, knocks over equipment and production crew and everything.
Fuck.
Tony Khan came out and made a statement about it on Collision on Friday night, saying basically I feared for my safety. So I've never felt fear for my safety in all these years I've been watching and wrestling or been at events. So when you're there, you're the boss of your own company, and some man in his mid-40s that should be having enough fucking cop on, it goes to attack you like.
Yeah. But another thing about Tony Khan, he needs to get control of all them fuckers.
He never will. He's too soft. I can understand people saying these people going into business for themselves, like back in the day, Vince or whoever would have been waiting backstage and saying, "Come here, you."
Yeah.
But you don't attack your boss and try and choke out a 22-year-old kid or whatever age he is.
Yeah.
I trying to get what rise out of him, like. Well, of course, you're starting to find out why people don't like him.
Yeah. Yeah.
The list of people that like him is very fucking small.
Yeah.
And now unfortunately, as time has gone on, we found out why he's a fucking arsehole. It's a shame, but he gave us some memorable moments over the years. Anyways, enough about him now, and we'll not be seeing him on any TV shows anytime soon again, I don't think. And we have said we have 9 to cover. We shall start with Slither, who released their new track from their forthcoming album, White Heart. We'll play a minute of that now. Stop it there now, unfortunately. Great song.
Deadly fucking tune. They always fucking Joe Stegan. He's him and I forget the Icelandic lad's name that's in the band with him. They release fucking quality all the fucking time. They do.
Like the first release in a while, though, isn't
it? Yeah, the last release was a split with fucking Toronto's. I'll show you actually. This one. That was their last. Basically, that was their last release.
Oh, very good. What year was that?
I think it's 2018 and 2019.
So see, it's 4 or 5 years ago now by default, easily like.
There's only 2 songs of theirs on that, but they released an album 5 years ago, basically full length album. I forget the name of that. You know,
That's when you sent this on to me about an hour ago or whenever, when we were just going crossing over notes just to see if we got everyone. I wasn't even following the page because to be honest with you, I'd forgotten all about them because I hadn't heard of them in so long.
Yeah,
No disrespect to them, I'd forgotten about them.
Yeah, they always release fucking quality.
Oh, I knew they were good. I remember. I was like, oh fuck, they're still going. I haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, man, I thought it was closer to 7 or 8 years ago since they released something. To my knowledge, you know, you obviously you've proven otherwise, but it's been years since I'd heard about them last.
Yeah, I know.
Good to see they're still at it and they're around a while now, as you say.
Yeah.
Well, but 15 years.
That sounds like it's going to be fucking top album. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you're coming back after 5 years or however long, you're going to come back with something good, aren't you? Especially for Slither, like you're not going to come back and half-arse it.
Yeah.
Now, is Slither White Heart from the forthcoming album? What's the name? Do you know the name?
I forget the name of the album.
So you only set this on to me a few minutes ago, so I was just checking out the song. I wasn't deep diving into all the finer details, but we're sure we can do that again because there's more coming.
Yeah, exactly.
And next on our list, we have a band that released their debut album called Belial's Throne. Did you check that out?
No. No. Jesus.
I can't think of the name of the album now. I've had a very, very busy week. So there's a few bits I've managed. I've listened to some bits, but I haven't listened to everything. Like the album coming up later, I haven't listened to at all. Just again, I didn't have time. It was just one of those weeks. So we played a minute of their track, Forgotten Land of the Lost Souls. Stop it there now, unfortunately, we gave it the time. What I've heard about it, I've heard of it, I haven't heard it all, I've listened to bits of it, it's a pretty cool album, like.
Yeah, that sounds deadly, that does.
It is very good. I think that mightn't be even the best track. I was just doing a last minute kind of getting things all together for this, like, you know, I have to do this week because I was so busy, like getting ready for 2 Swedish students that are coming to stay tomorrow.
All right.
And organising, bringing home turf and all the rest of it. Everything seems to have happened all at once this week. But, you know, it keeps your mind up busy and keeps you out something. Keeps you out something. But look up there, Belial's Throne. I'll send it on to you afterwards, man. I'll send you the link. Again, this was very thrown together, but that's cool. Very cool. And next on our list, we have Following the Signs, released a new video single Bury Me from their album
Conflictions. Yeah.
I'm very conflicted about that. I can never remember it. I'll play a minute of Following the Signs, Bury Me. just slightly bit over a minute. We've touched on it many times before. It's a brilliant album.
Yeah, fucking great album.
They've been smart with it too. They really are spreading it out. Like,
Yeah, they're going about it the right fucking way, promoting it basically.
and they're working with Ornette Overdrive too, which is a very good idea.
Yeah. I fucking. I was listening to the album again after that release. It's fucking amazing album. It is, fucking.
It's a bit long, but it's a very good album.
I don't mind long albums. I don't,
Oh, I know, neither do I. But
yeah, I know.
got a week when you've got to say when we do this, and an album comes out, and 1 week, and there's like 10 releases, and you get a 14-track album, and what's on the album in the middle, but you're like, oh, bollocks. No, I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's sometimes it's very hard to fit the time in. Like,
it's a lot to take in. Yeah,
the 7 days in a week, and but this week now there looked like it was going to be really quiet up until Wednesday. Wednesday was nothing on my list until Wednesday, and now we have 9 and should have a 10.
Yeah,
it's fucking 4 days. Like, Jesus Christ! Maybe if I was still a young lad again and I had time to be fucking sitting around listening to music, it'd be great. But well, it is still great. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And next on our list, we have Symbiotic Tomorrow, who released his new album, Rise of the Pharaoh, and we shall play a minute of the title track. Brilliant album.
Amazing album. Fucking love it, dude. No.
Their best to date, without question.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
It also features Keith McCoy on drums. So this is Symbiotic Tomorrow, Rise of the Pharaoh. Unfortunately, I've just played a bit over the minute, as we said before, and we say it again. It's a brilliant album.
But yeah, fucking riffs. It's like mid-era Death.
I find it a Niley influence as well too.
Yeah.
With the of course, the Eastern stuff involved.
Yeah. Fucking. Yeah, I've been like kind of human, fucking individual thought patterns there, and that basically just fucking real technical riffs.
It is. It's a fucking phenomenally good album. This one, like.
Yeah, and it's not fucking. It's not, all that new technical stuff. It's a bit, it's a bit too fiddly.
Well, that's just old school, man.
Yeah,
That's that's not breaking any new ground. They're not trying to break any new ground. That's just proper traditional old death metal, like, really.
Yeah,
real death metal. I like some of the fiddly stuff, but it's like I wouldn't like to be trying to play it.
Oh no! I know.
The man just plays the guitar and plays it really, really well. He doesn't try to, as I said, he doesn't try to break any new ground. He just does what. He's like the rest of the boys down in Limerick, like Zealot Cult and all the rest. Like, they don't try and break any new ground. They just write good fucking music, like good fucking proper death metal. Like, that's exactly what it says on the tin. Like, and there's no harm in that either. You don't have to.
I know.
You don't have to rewrite the book. If you just do it again and do it good, well, as good as anything. And next on our list, we have a band that I've gone for. I haven't heard it from years. It's Third Island, who returned with a new single, Burning, this week.
Fucking deadly.
Oh yeah, I was always a fan of. I've been a fan of Third Island since Jesus, man, how many years ago now? It must be fucking.
5 years, I think. It's the last release.
It was before. There was another one before that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a while ago now, man. For sure, look, man, we're getting on. The fucking what seems to when you're in your mid 40s, what you was a couple of years ago can be 5 years ago or 3 years ago. It's all mixed up now. But this is Third Island, Burning, and what a way to come back from the lads. Stop it there now, unfortunately, at the time. To be honest, Jamal, I think that might be the best I've ever sounded.
Yeah, I was listening to their. I'm not too familiar with them, so I was kind of listening, skimming on their older stuff. I was.
Well, I'm familiar for a lot of years now, man, as I said before we let it like, but yeah, that's their strongest, I think.
Yeah. What you call it? Listen, John Quill, fucking, he's also with that fucking Carpaconaut band.
I don't know who's in the band, to be honest with you.
I think John Quill is with them, based that band.
That does sound familiar, actually, now that you say it to me.
I think he's
I'm pretty sure you're right there, actually.
I think so. Yeah.
But look, they were very consistent for a while, and they kind of went away, and looked like that was the end of them, maybe. But no,
I think the lockdown might have fucking affected them, basically.
Well, I think it was. I think they were only really playing sporadic gigs before that, anyway. But
yeah,
but maybe there's a say they just came back as a studio project now, or maybe they'll go back playing live again. Time shall tell there, but the old bug might have bit them again, like back up on the old stage again. I didn't see them live, but I seen a live video of them, a good GoPro one, like not a fucking potato fucking video.
Yeah.
And they sounded really fucking good. It sounded like a really solid unit, so you never know, they might end up at a Siege of Limerick again or something.
Yeah.
And time shall tell.
See.
And next on our list, we have the one-man project, Dying Wizard, who released his new album, which this was saying earlier about how busy the week has been for me. I'll have to let you take the floor on this, because I have not been able to listen to anything other than the track we've listened to before.
Yeah, man, fucking amazing album.
Anything I've listened to his previous stuff, and it's all fucking quality stuff. So I imagine this is good too.
This is the best.
Yeah,
definitely the best. Yeah. Real throwback, like fucking kind of fucking like a fucking mix of fucking Blue Cheer, fucking Witchfinder General, and Black Sabbath, basically. Kind of, there's a bit of a folk and a real old English folk fucking element in there.
Hammer hard stuff.
Heavy rock and kind of proto doom, basically. Real early fucking style of doom there. It's fucking deadly. It is.
I will check it out now. I'll have time to check things out this week, because I'll be busy, but I'll have spells in the middle of the day where I'll have half an hour or an hour just to check things. So I'll definitely check it out, because as I said, I like all his previous works. And sure, I might as well play a bit of it now anyway, after we've dissected it anyway.
Yeah.
This is Dying Wizard Witchfinder. I have to stop it there now, unfortunately. We can only play a minute of these, so man, that's a brilliant track.
I know, yeah.
That's from the power of that one. The rest of it is going to be good as well, like because I know it will be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's basically more of that fucking then some, you know?
Like we have speculated before that maybe he decided over the whole lockdown era to give it a how go like because he's been very consistent the last couple of years. Like
Yeah.
you know, a lot of the older bios over that era was just like, yeah, I know, let's give another go at it. Like,
Yeah.
or if they didn't have a go at it when they were in their younger days, they're like, well, I've got everything now that I didn't have 20 years ago. I have now. I have like anyone can record anything now on basic equipment. Like,
No, I know.
and then
Yeah.
you can start off then, and you can cheat yourself, and as time goes on, you can move up to more better programs. You know, pay £100 or whatever for the year. So
Yeah.
yeah, so. Oh no, I'm looking forward to checking out that album. I definitely will check it out this week because well, we have two releases next week already, but
Yeah.
so that's the Irish scene, man. You know, it's just fucking. Sometimes it's like this week it was Wednesday, and I'm like, oh, well, we have one this week. Oh, there's one now, and then there's two. Oh, we've definitely got at least something. And next thing, bang, 10. Well, we
Yeah.
don't. As I said, we're already doing 9, but oh man, the consistency in Ireland is nuts. And this is a band next that we featured for the first time last week called Trigger Tone. And I've since learned that they've played this their seventh gig, and their
Yeah.
next
Last
gig is
night
called
it was Friday night, I think it
yeah,
was in the
just something over the last few days. That was their
yeah.
they're only their seventh gig, so they're only a fairly new band, like so. No, they're doing what they're doing. They're doing well, and this is Sun Sacrifice. We'll play a minute of it now. I'll stop it there now, unfortunately, by the time, but yeah, another cool song from the lads.
That's a deadly tune. That is, man. That video is real fucking cool. It
It
is.
is, yeah, it is, yeah. They've done a good job on that, like.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was fucking talking to them on Instagram there Friday night, late Friday night. I think it was off, and they're going to be releasing more videos.
Oh, I gathered they have a plan, yeah.
Releasing two, I think it's two more videos, then they're releasing the EP.
That's the right way
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah. But
Oh no, they seem to know what they're doing. Like,
yeah, yeah, the fucking really fucking good sound they do as well. You know, it's
oh,
kind of
yeah.
it's kind of different from all the other kind. I know it's grunge basically, but it's kind of different from all the other bands in fucking Ireland.
Oh, it is. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell, man. They're nutshell. Ha ha. Did you get the reference, huh?
Yeah.
Get me right back. I'm thinking of fucking references now and gone silly here. Uh, no, they say there's a grunge element, but they don't sound like anyone else in Ireland. And there's a
Yeah,
lot of grungy stuff around in Ireland at the moment. An awful lot.
yeah, yeah.
Once, for a while there, you might get one or two grunge kind of bands, grungy bands in Ireland here and there, but now you can really throw a stone, hit one like.
Yeah, I've been getting fucking on the segments. Anytime I play the grunge bands, it gets really positive feedback.
Well,
Extreme.
it's all really good, like.
Yeah, yeah. They just basically said, Jesus, there's some amount of fucking great grunge bands. They just
Oh,
straight away, basically, oh, you know?
it's good to see it coming back again. Like, it's the music from another time that's kind of coming back again, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this kind of thing always happens, though. It's a cycle.
So
Keeps,
there's even a new metal releasing this.
yeah, that's true.
Everything comes back around again.
Yeah.
Well, it's no harm it comes back around again because the grunge era, and even though some people weren't fans of the new metal era, I personally at the time was big into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was around when I was between 18, 19, 20, around that year. Like,
Yeah, I dabbled in it a bit, but in the long run, I
there was an
didn't.
awful lot of shite, but there was some great stuff too.
Yeah,
It was a mixed bag, but no, I was sure, man. Back in those days, I won't say what I was doing, but I wasn't drinking. Let's put it that way. The old disco biscuits, as they were called. Back when they were proper fucking job, like 8 hours and fucking going to college the next day and be sound, like, If Facebook was around in those days, I'd probably wake up the next morning with about 150 friend requests, like. Oh, back in the day, man, the drugs were good. I'll stop now because I'll get in trouble. Well, don't take drugs now because they're shit. They're just synthetic crap. Now, there's a message for you. Get a time machine and go back and get the good shit. Back when I didn't put you in fucking psychiatric units. Well, maybe it did.
yeah.
Anyways, I've gone completely off track here. And next on our list, we have a band called 13 Doors. It features Pat Byrne on bass. They released their debut single, Lead the Way. Man.
What a tune.
Oh, man, this is good.
Yeah.
This is proper.
Yeah.
It reminds me of many things, but it doesn't remind me of anything.
Yeah, I get that vibe as well.
It's not original, but it is in a way.
Yeah.
We shall play a minute of 13 Doors Lead the Way. There'll probably be an ad in this one. I'm like, oh, the fucking brilliant song.
Fucking bang. What a fucking riff, man. The fucking.
It's infectious.
Yeah, the groove is fucking delicious. It is.
I guarantee you now, say if there was a time that the lads were around, say, for example, there was 4 of us now that met up for out around, like we do every now and again. And we were all here, like they were saying, oh, put on some Irish song that we'll all like. I'd probably go for that one. Because I know a whole lot of us would be like, oh, that's fucking deadly.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they are not metal fans at all, like.
yeah, yeah.
They like their dance music and 80s and music and all sorts. They'd be like, that kind of, that's an 80s feel to it, like.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to notice something about a lot of this modern progressive rock and metal. It has a fucking pop sensibility. It does a fucking really fucking proper fucking kind of fucking pop sensibility. It does, you
A
know.
lot of the boys that are writing this stuff are from that era, like.
Yeah, yeah.
No, they're like, let's take music back to when music was fun.
Yeah.
Like these lads, they this like they're doing really well. They went to the top of the iTunes charts and everything. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I know. I saw that. Fucking amazing that is.
like
You know.
that just goes to show, man, that there are people out there that clearly dig this type of music, and there was just they're begging for it. Like, give it back to us.
No, I got sent in advance I think it was last week. I think the singer was fucking posting stuff on the Irish metal group, so I added them. Basically, he was advertising the single. They're going to be releasing the fucking album in March of next year.
Yeah, I knew it was next year. I know it was a while away yet.
Hey, I think it's going to be an absolute fucking banger of an album.
Well, if that's anything to go by.
Uh,
And you wouldn't get Pat Byrne involved if it was something there, like.
Yeah.
Like Pat Byrne always puts in he has his name attached to the Vicious Head Society and other projects.
Mm.
You know, if he was willing to jump in on board, there was definitely something happening there, like.
Yeah.
Because he'd have heard some early demos and he'd be like, yeah, I can definitely work with this.
Mm.
Which is that riff there, as you say, man, and the groove and everything, like you just get into it, like.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's a fucking radio hit in a way.
Definitely, yeah.
And we have reached the last of our song on our lineup, and Clawed Back have released their debut single Adversity, should I say, sorry.
Yeah.
And we were saying earlier about how new metal is making a bit of a comeback. Well, this is new metal.
Yeah.
Definitely hate Slipknot. I guarantee you they've set up websites saying how much they hate them. Yeah, no, I can't stand them. That's all right. We should Displace Hell. So they were very heavily influenced by Slipknot as well. You hear it, but this is Adversity by Clawed Back. Cool track.
We're Forest, born on the salon floor and built for and by hair and beauty.
That's a hair and beauty product. We're definitely back to the fucking new metal era now, like getting all the fucking spiky fucking blue hair again and dyeing the beards and shit. me. Oh, I'm getting into it again.
Yeah.
I'd be very, very disappointed if somebody didn't hit a beer keg with a fucking baseball bat while they were recording that. Very disappointed. They just very, very disappointed to hear that. Oh yeah, has to be. But well, you told me earlier that one of the boys is a member of Neelant.
Netherlands, yeah. The bass player for Netherlands is with them, basically. No, I think it's only two
There's two. I
Two
have
men.
two of them in it. Yeah.
two of them in it, basically. But that sounds fucking deadly. That does.
You don't
No.
have any plans?
Which
You
I don't
have
know.
any-
Basically, I think they just want to get their name out there first, and then see what happens.
They've no plans for an EP or an album or anything that you know.
I don't know. No.
All right, because the only reason I know about this is because you sent it on to me.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple this week I missed, which is unusual. Our fucking page feed is getting harder and harder, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. Fucking.
And as I've touched on before, I don't touch regular social media. I just do the page feeds now, and just that's even still in the groups don't appear. The groups appear some weeks, then they don't appear at all the next week.
Jesus.
Ah, God.
Yeah.
Social media, we won't fix it tonight. And we have reached the end of our roundup. We had 9 releases this week. We should have had 10, but it's not uploaded anywhere outside on any Facebook direct uploads, which is very unusual. But I'll keep an eye on it. We'll get it in at some point.
Yeah.
And usually I have a funny story at the end. I'll try to have a funny story at the end, but I'm running dry week this week completely. So I shall finish by telling a story about an old drinking game that people used to play. Did you ever hear the Yeehaw game when you were out in the piss?
No. And
It's around. It's definitely 15 years ago now. If it's a day when it was a thing.
yeah.
It was before social media and all this shit. Like, it was just the original thing people done without having recording on phones and putting the ball over the internet. What you used to have to do was when you went into the pub first, you get the pints off the bartender. You have to go yee-haw. When the pints keep flowing further, it had to get louder and louder and louder. And near the end, you'd be like screaming yee-haw. I won't do it loud into the mic, burst someone's ears. And the bar staff, thankfully, the pub up the road that I used to drink in back in those days. Oh, it's definitely 15 years ago now. The girls behind the bar loved it, thought it was awful funny. The manager, the owner, whatever he was, brought me aside one day and he said, "Look, you've pulled. Yeah, I'll let you away with this now for a while, but I'm going to fucking bar you if you keep fucking screaming yeah, my bar staff and fucking." So I was just like, right, let's run its course. Because people, back in those days, man, you get kicked out of pubs for doing it and everything. I had done it in a pub in Germany once, and the bartender said, "That's going to be fucking. We're putting €5 on your fucking bill tab for doing that, for screaming at me like." Back in the funny days, back when everyone was just having the crack. And we shall be back next week. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that stuff. Bye now.